I'd like for them to introduce themselves to you, please.
Okay, well, my name is Pokey Bill, and I want you to know that it's a great pleasure, my pleasure, coming here to speak with you. I've actually heard very good things about you, that you're an impressive group, and that you could learn things so well by coding that I wouldn't have a chance of knowing. And you know, you are so special. I hope you each realize that your capabilities are to do this and do whatever you like in your career if you're up to it. And that's what life's about, being up to it, struggling to make things work. No, I'm not alone in thinking that children like yourself are very special. There's a big book that I follow very closely. I won't mention what the title of it is, but the author says that we all should be like little children because they're the most open and the best, and we would be wise to return to those days. Now, I was born 88 years ago to parents who didn't want me. And so I spent my early days with some families and some foster parents and other nice people who would put up with me. That was a challenge for a year at a time. Now that wasn't that bad because kids can learn to accommodate, to adjust. And I decided to make something of myself. And so very early on, I decided I'm going to aim high. I'm going to make something of myself. I want to be a doctor. And so I worked hard. I studied hard. And I made it happen. Studied hard. This doesn't come by nature alone. It's by your application, by your effort. I was impressed with the young man that we ran into outside before the class began. And he was asked, how's your season going with your basketball? And he said, well, it's over, but I'm still practicing. And that's what it takes. Now, when I retired, I decided to still have fun. And I like the out of doors, and I like to exercise. I wasn't much of an athlete, because even as a kid growing up, if they chose sides, I'd be the last one chosen. But that wasn't bad. As an adult, now finishing my career in medicine, I was a bit of a jogger. I had a bicycle. I didn't know how to swim. And here I was, close to 50. Actually, I retired a little later than that, but that's when I started to think about aiming high and doing triathlons. So I kept practicing running, biking, and I learned to swim sloppy, backstroke, or always a threat to drown. And then taking different master's programs or training, I learned to be pretty good. And since I started late with all my interest in competing, I tended to be the oldest one in every contest, every competition. So I always won the trophies. And so I kept on getting older, getting a little better, and winning more and more trophies, even though I was the slowest one in the whole race. Now, let me tell you why I'm here. The USA Triathlon Group made me an ambassador. And they gave me an assignment. There's 45 of us, and there's 500,000 members.
Wow.
And what they asked me to do was to speak to youngsters like you, who might be inclined, be stimulated, be activated, to also begin to exercise with jogging, running, cycling, and swimming. And so at this point, let me ask you in this conversation, who of you might someday, even though you may not be ready yet, to become a triathlete?
Bill, what is a triathlon?
I mean,
Yeah.
running, biking, and swimming. Now, do any of you jog or run? Okay, that's a good number. That's a great start. That's like Dr. Love. You know, he was a runner, and he was almost a world champion. He came mighty close. And then schoolwork got in the way for a while, and a little injury here and there. Now tell me, in your running, why do you run? Speak up.
And introduce yourself first, please.
My name is Johnny Castro, and the reason why I run is because I'm on a football team and I'm starting running back, so I try to get faster.
And how do you feel when you run? Do you like it?
Yeah, because you're exercising your muscles, so you can, it's easy.
Stand up and speak loud so everybody can hear you.
Hi, my name is Jesus Silva, and I'm the same. My business thing is Johnny, and I'm in the soccer team, so we have to run to get fit, and I really like running.
Very good. And over here, how do you feel when you run, and why do you run?
Hi, my name is Isabel, and I run because I'm on a softball team, and we're practicing, and I want to run so I can run a home run.
Did you raise your hand? Did you run? Who else was a runner? Speak up.
My name is Bill Muava, and the reason why I'm learning because I want to practice for the long because we do crap tomorrow for like Thursday, so I can get better. I'm Gabriel Gomez. Same thing like Johnny. I'm on this football team. I'm receiver, so I run a lot, so I get faster. So when they throw the ball, I'm able to get there and catch it.
Any other fun here? That's impressive.
My name is Alex Pompolo, and I run track, and I want to do better every day.
Okay, now how about bicycling? Who here has a bicycle? Who here uses the bicycle now and then? Would those who haven't spoken now have their turn? Yes, sir. Real loud, because at my age, I don't hear so well.
My name is Kanai Johnson, and I usually ride my bike because, like, me and my dad sometimes we'll, like, go to the store and get stuff and back, and sometimes we'll just go for fun on some trails.
Thank you.
My name is Jose, and I ride my bike to get fit.
Here at the table. This table? Yes. Stand up. Say real loud.
I have a bike, but I mostly only use it to like ride to the park and stuff from the house.
That's mighty fine.
My name is Elijah St. Nicholas, and I have a bike, and sometimes we go to the beach, and then we ride down the path.
Special. Anyone else? Even if you've spoken before. Okay. Now, how about, yes,
I have a bike,
Dr. Lowe.
and I
Tell
ride
about
it every other day, 10 miles. And I do it because I like to be active. I have a bad foot, I can't run, so I bike. And I find that if you can't do one kind of exercise, you find another one that you can do, because I think it's really important to exercise.
Youngster. Now, who here swims? Wow, I'm really impressed with that. That's, let me applaud every one of you. You know, I had a real bad accident bicycling 3 months ago, and it's kept me from doing these things. And there's an important event in Australia in September, and I have a title that I want to defend, and it's only 50-50. But I've started rehabbing myself, and I've been swimming, and I've been excited to do that. It's a wonderful way for fitness through injuries. Now, tell me, any of you, about your swimming that is exciting for you. Yes.
When I swim, I mean, I know a lot of people, they like to somewhat, but I like to go under the water.
Yeah.
And just chill.
Yeah.
That's good. Yes. Loud.
I have 2 dogs, so I love going swimming with them.
Where do you do that?
Usually the beach.
Very nice. Keep it up. Don't give those dogs away. Yes, sir.
My name is Caleb Wilson, and I swim because it interests me, and I get really fit from doing it, and I get stronger.
I go swimming every summer or spring just to go have fun, and I go with my whole family, and sometimes I see my friends go swimming with them.
Thank you.
Every summer, we go to Sacramento to go swimming. Then we go to Rainbow Waters. Then I go into the wave pools, and I try to go underwater and just meditate.
Marvelous. Yes.
I go to Sacramento every summer to go to my grandma's house and chill in there. So I go swimming there every summer.
Proud of you.
Every Sunday, she goes swimming. Every Sunday.
Every summer.
Teacher?
Yes. I like to go swimming. I go to InShape, the indoor pool, and I like to go at least twice a week to relax. So Johnny, like you, for relaxation.
Can you relax when you're swimming?
No. Being on your back.
Yes. Is it amazing?
Yeah, just laying on your back there.
We just want to fall asleep.
Anyone else want to tell about swimming?
Philip's just gonna join.
You're so
All right. By the way, have we heard from everybody?
I can't
Has
No.
anybody not
I don't know,
shared
Yes.
their
but I can float and
story?
everything, but I can't swim.
Yes. Thank you.
It's called scoop. I'll get it dirty and take it out.
Some weekends and some, if we have vacations for school, my family usually goes to like Carmel to swim or Big Sur to swim in the lake, in the rivers, and I usually always go underwater down the rivers.
Well, I can see that you all are going to live forever because you're active. Active out of doors and active in the classroom. Now again, triathlon, the one I do is called the Olympic triathlon. So I swim a mile in the ocean, and then I bike for 26 miles, and then I run for a 10K or 6 miles. That's what I like to do. And so there's no retirement after you're finished your formal career. Now, there are other events. An aquathon is very popular now. And an aquathon is swimming and running, no biking. A duathlon is running and swimming. Okay? And those are all doable. A sprint triathlon, which we had for years at Pacific Grove, is a quarter-mile swim at Lover's Point. It's a 12-mile bike ride, and it's a 3-mile run. And so practice will help make it happen. Now, what does it take to do a triathlon? We'll stick with that. What do you think it takes? Anyway,
Practice.
it takes practice. What else?
It takes hard work.
It takes heart. Yes. Yes,
It takes time.
it takes time. Anyone else?
Dedication.
Dedication.
I